Okay, so we have our table here, and then we have the sound file. So we can open that up in Prot by open, read from file, and then wherever it is, right? So open, click open. And yeah, so this is what we have, right? If we click on view and edit, so if I play a little bit, I click and drag and hit tab.
Hi. Gna. Squaw. Squaw.
So what we might like to be able to do, to do further analysis on this, is to be able to break the sound up file up so we can access these individual words. Otherwise, it's really, how do I get at this? So the first thing is how do we, break that up? We can use a text grid. So we go to annotate to text grid. We could call it word or something. We want to break these up into intervals, so we're not going to put any pointers. So now I can hit shift and select the sound, and now I could start and hit select and hit enter. That will set down 2 boundaries.
Hi.
Actually, I don't need that, right? So I might put XXX to say, that's garbage, don't want that for analysis. I could then do this one.
Gna.
Gna. Okay, let me zoom in. I'm going to do Command N or Control N on a PC, or you could, I did zoom to selection.
Gna.
And then if I want, I could type in, this gna, and zoom out, Command O. And, I could keep on doing this. So here,
Squaw.
squaw, is that right? We could go and check. Yes, it's squaw. Okay. And this one. Whoops. Hit enter.
Squaw.
Oh. Maybe we have 2 squaws now. All right. But one is mole and one is Easter. Oh. Okay. So we might want to, be able to identify these uniquely. So it actually isn't enough. I was thinking we could do squaw high, but actually we even need mole and Easter here. So, but in any case, you get the idea here. This is what we might do. So I would keep on doing this, going down the line until I finish. Right, and then at that point, then it's kind of convenient, right? If I want squaw, I can just jump to that interval, and then now I can do things on it if I want, right? It can also be helpful to have these intervals saved to individual files for further analysis, and so I could also do that manually. So, for example, this one, maybe I could say file, extract selected time from 0. And we now see we have a sound untitled.
Squaw.
Yep, there it is. But, it didn't save this interval information with it, and it's untitled, and we'll have to save it again, save as WAV file, and then I have to rename the whole thing again. So squaw high Easter, for example, I could save it if I wanted, so I could save it. I'm not going to do that, but I could. So yeah, so how do we automate that a bit? So that's what I'm going to show you. So one last thing that I think can be helpful with sort of standardizing and making this process streamlined is making a spreadsheet with this information. So we have the tone, we have like the SJQ variety of Chatino, that orthographic representation, we have a gloss. So I've got that information here. I put it in individual columns, and each row is a single item. We only have 1 repetition of each item, so we don't have gna said like 3 times or something. So each row, though, is going to correspond to like one of these interval things. Right, and what will eventually become individual sound files. So each row gives me all the information I need about that. Now, the thing I just discussed here and saying, uh-oh, we don't uniquely identify squaw here, unless we also have the gloss. Yeah, I might need to note that here. So here I was trying to create a column that gave a unique tag or barcode for each of these items. You can see that squaw high is not good enough. But how did I do that? So I typed out by hand these columns, but I didn't do that for this column. So if I double click on it, you can see I used a formula equals concatenate. This is Excel, but there's something similar in Google Sheets as well. I referred to this cell B2, and then I said comma, and then in quotes a hyphen, and then D2. So here's B2, so I said concatenate this, and then a hyphen, and then D2, so H. So that's what it did. So I can show you, suppose these were not here, delete. What do I want to do here? I think actually I want to say clear contents, yeah. All right, clear contents. So I can double click at, I'm left clicking here, and it fills it in. So this one does, this one uses these two cells and so forth. But like I said, if I want to uniquely identify these things, which is helpful, right? If I have file names or items, like I may also want to stick in the gloss. So, you know, maybe I could also add in, it doesn't matter really what order, but another hyphen and then C2. So now I have Nahai snake, and I could fill that out, double click. And so now this is what I have. Now I think we have we have everything is unique. Yeah, so I didn't want spaces in these names, so that's why I added a little period if there were spaces originally in the class. Okay, so yeah, that's the intro on what we're going to try to do, and using the spreadsheet. And yeah, so in the next scripts, I'll show you how we can semi-automate this using scripts, which will help with, errors, right? So every time I was typing this squaw again and saving the, untitled file in the Excel, I could make a typo. What if I decided, we changed our orthographic representation, and then I update it here, and suppose, I don't know, so the K, we decide to use a Q. That updated here, but now, I'd have to go back and redo this whole thing and update everything in the text grid or, in the individually named sound file eventually saved. So those are reasons why a script process can be helpful. All right.